Welcome to the second session of Public Speaking Extraordinaire. In this session, we will cover goal setting for your speech presentation and how to deliver a simple but high-impact message. Defining your speech goal can be broken down into three main segments: market, medium, and message. Let's take a more detailed look at each of these segments. Market. This is the most important component of your speech goal to observe first, or else designing your speech will be useless. It pays to have clarity on knowing exactly who you are going to be talking to. For example, if you intend to market or sell a product, you most definitely don't want to approach students unless they are your target market. It will be very helpful to research your client's background, level of education, and understanding. Targeting the right audience will ensure that both parties gain maximum benefit from your presentation. Then we look at the medium. This simply means, how are you going to deliver your speech or presentation? Think of it as a vehicle for your speech. It can range from casual conversation with a small group of people speaking in front of the room, or climbing the stage to deliver a powerful presentation. Finally, you look at the message. What is the core message of your speech? It should be summed up in one short and memorable sentence. This is the main message you want to send to the masses, and the rest of your speech will be elaborated from this simple message. Amateur speakers don't realize the fundamentals of effective speaking, and you can see this when someone delivers a random or unorganized speech. Your entire presentation, long or short, will be centered on your single goal. Now that your speech goal is defined, the next thing to do before you make your next speech is to define your own objectives, by beginning with the end in mind. Ask yourself, what do you want your audience to do during or after your presentation? This is the main reason why you're doing public speaking in the first place, especially if it is on a more professional level. And it matters all the more if you are a leader or person with power within an organization. The expert salespeople often use the term call to action. In other words, after delivering your presentation or speech, you expect the audience to take some form of action or initiative. What will it be? For example, if you are a salesperson and you are representing your company to pitch in your company's latest product, you want your audience to become your customers. Therefore, your presentation teaches product knowledge and must result in persuading the audience to become your customers. If you are selling a product or a course, your goal would be for them to take action or to buy your back-end offer. Your goal should be such that all parties will benefit from your speech. As a speaker, you will get to establish credibility for yourself, gain experience, and increase exposure. Build confidence, and not to mention benefit from the immense satisfaction that you get from delivering a mind-blowing speech. You must also set the goals for the audience and tell them the benefits so that they know what they will gain from listening to you. This is a common practice in self-improvement, wealth creation, and internet marketing seminars. These wealth creation gurus are truly walking their talk, and you can learn a lot from how they push their back-end products and services by spending the last 10 to 15 minutes of their speech pitching in their latest offer. However, this technique is not limited to just sales. Good church leaders, priests, and pastors employ the call to action after a sermon is read. At the core, the reason you are speaking in public is so you can move and compel your target audience. That said, your reason for public speaking is not only to make sales. You will see that public speaking is a highly adaptable skill in any field that demands creation for awareness. This also includes fostering understanding and relations, and even as far as inspiring and motivating other people. Now, it's no small wonder why self-improvement seminars are highly profitable. Public speaking is a powerful skill, and motivating your audience positively can elevate you to greater heights in success and relationships. Finally, once you've set your goals, you must always have them at the back of your head when you develop your speech. How does the topic relate to your goals? What specific objectives or results are desired? The entire setup of the speech will have to take into account these goals so that you don't waste your time or your prospects' time. Now, moving on to how to create a high-impact presentation in 30 minutes or less. Many anxious and first-time speakers spend a great deal of time with preparing before their live presentations. To me, it's more important to spend as little time as possible at this stage so you can spend more time rehearsing and improving. Thus, here is a quick formula to developing your own high-impact, mind-blowing presentation in half an hour or less. Before we cover the 4 main elements of high-impact presentation, be sure to use a PowerPoint program to create your presentation slides, very much like what you are seeing in this video or reading in this transcript now. Microsoft PowerPoint is normally available in most PCs. Alternatively, you can use any other computer programs that create presentation slides that will aid your flow of speech as well as deliver effective key points to your audience, allowing them to both see and hear your speech. It is also worthy to note that expert speakers like T. Harv Eker use nothing more than a whiteboard and marker pen, though this is best reserved for speakers with more experience. For now, start off with leveraging on PowerPoint presentations to boost your speech excitement and flow of message. As mentioned earlier in this session, you must craft a core message to send to your audience. Your core message, which can be summed up in one short sentence, can very well be the title of your presentation. In the internet marketing field, the online marketing experts who specialize in different areas title their presentations like Online Teleseminar Secrets by Alex Mendozian, List Building Power by Jazz Lai, Six-Figure Info Product Empire by Edmund Lowe, and many more. Your presentation slides do not have to be overloaded with words. Just a few words and a few key points will do. It is up to your duty as a speaker to elaborate on each key points. The function of the slides is not only to give you a smoother flow of speech, but also aid in your audience memory. Bold and color some words to keep your presentation exciting and deliver impact. Last but not least, stick it to the KISS principle. Keep it simple, silly. There's no need for a bombastic presentation loaded with technical jargons or words that make you sound smart. In fact, the simpler your presentation, the more effective you can communicate your message across the room. And this is what defines professionalism. There is little or no use in your presentation if, at the end of the day, your audience barely understands or gets excited, let alone responds to your final call to action. The following elements apply to any speech: problem, cause, solution, and benefit. These elements are similar to the ones you would find in a successful direct response sales letter: problem, promise, proof, and price. In public speaking context, you start the introduction with highlighting an existing problem or challenge your audience can relate to or are currently facing. Then you transit into the cause, the root of the problem. This is later followed by solutions and its benefits. As a rule of thumb, the introduction must provoke curiosity and arouse the interest of the audience. It's the make or break point which will determine if your presentation is going to impact your audience or not. Start by thanking the introducer or MC and follow with a strong opening to your speech. A strong opening involves a probing question and a strong statement, which you can then throw in a personal story or quote to draw the attention of the crowd. It also sets the mood for the rest of the presentation. The introduction is followed by a smooth transitioning sentence. Example: in addition, my next point and where I'm leading you up to is this. Your main points are backed by supporting subpoints, which include inspiring stories, facts, history, humor, and illustration, which help exemplify the point you are trying to make. Speech drafting. Drafting your speech follows after crafting your presentation slides or mind map for some more experienced speakers. Identify your topic and goal. Write your opening lines and follow with 3 to 4 key points, accompanied by backup points and summarized with a conclusion. Once you have written down your points, you can now craft your presentation based on the following outline. Start with an introduction and then transit into your first main point. The main point is backed with interesting stories, illustrations, and examples. After that, transit into the second and third point using the same method. If you are selling or motivating your audience, you may include the benefits of taking action, suggested action, and finally end with some closing remarks. Using stories, especially if it is your own personal experience, can make your speech highly compelling. Once you have conveyed all your points, you can now focus on driving your audience into taking action. This can be done by conveying the benefits of your product you are selling and relating back to the problems you have stated earlier. Finally, to conclude, you should tie everything together, summarize, make an appeal, call to action, or challenge your audience, depending on the goal of your presentation. Sum it all up by bringing up the objectives in the beginning and reinforce that these goals have all been achieved. In summary, there is no fixed guideline to the perfect presentation, but this session has given some good insight as to how to prepare a high-impact presentation in a short amount of time, so you can use the rest of the time rehearsing and improving your presentation over time.